Gretchen Rubin's book, The Four Tendencies, explores different personality frameworks and how they can help people understand themselves and others better. The book focuses specifically on the Four Tendencies framework, which categorizes people into four groups based on how they respond to expectations. Here are some important points from the book. The Four Tendencies framework divides people into four groups: upholders, obligers, questioners, and rebels. Each group responds to expectations differently based on their internal motivations and preferences. Upholders tend to respond well to both inner and outer expectations. They are self-directed and reliable, but may struggle with flexibility and spontaneity. Obligers tend to respond well to outer expectations but struggle with meeting inner expectations. They are good team players and responsive to external accountability, but may neglect their own needs and desires. Questioners tend to respond well to inner expectations but may resist outer expectations unless they are convinced of their validity. They are analytical and curious, but may come across as resistant or challenging. Rebels tend to resist both inner and outer expectations. They are independent and value freedom, but may struggle with structure and routine. Understanding your tendency can help you better manage your behavior and meet your goals. For example, obligers may benefit from accountability partners or external deadlines, while questioners may need to do research or gather information before committing to a decision. The Four Tendencies framework can also help improve communication and relationships with others. For example, a manager may need to provide different types of support to upholders versus rebels, or a partner may need to respect an obliger's need for external accountability. The Four Tendencies framework is based on the idea that people have different ways of meeting expectations, and that these tendencies are innate and hardwired. However, people can still develop and change their tendencies through awareness and practice. The book provides practical tips and strategies for each tendency, including how to set and achieve goals, how to communicate effectively, and how to avoid common pitfalls. For example, rebels may benefit from setting intentions rather than strict goals, while upholders may need to be mindful of their tendency to overcommit. The book also highlights the strengths and weaknesses of each tendency, and how they can complement or clash with other tendencies. For example, questioners and rebels may struggle to work within strict systems and rules, while upholders may find it challenging to adapt to change or uncertainty. The Four Tendencies framework has been widely embraced by businesses, educators, and healthcare professionals as a way to better understand and serve their clients, customers, and patients. The book includes case studies, interviews, and real-life examples of each tendency in action, making it relatable and engaging for readers. It also provides a free online quiz for readers to identify their own tendency and start applying the principles to their lives. The book emphasizes that there is no one right tendency or personality type, and that each tendency has its own strengths and weaknesses. The key is to understand your own tendency and work with it rather than against it. The Four Tendencies framework is not just applicable to individuals, but also to teams and organizations. By understanding the tendencies of team members, leaders can tailor their management style and communication to meet the needs of each individual. The book emphasizes that understanding and respecting other people's tendencies can lead to better communication, collaboration, and empathy. For example, an obliger may be more likely to agree to a request if they understand why it's important to the person making the request. The Four Tendencies framework can be particularly helpful for people in leadership positions, such as managers, coaches, and teachers. By understanding the tendencies of their team members or students, leaders can create a more supportive and productive environment. The book includes practical tips for how to identify other people's tendencies, such as observing their behavior, listening to their language, and asking open-ended questions. The Four Tendencies framework can also be useful for personal relationships, such as romantic partners, family members, and friends. By understanding each other's tendencies, people can avoid misunderstandings and conflicts, and support each other more effectively. The book emphasizes that there is no single, right way to motivate or influence people, and that different tendencies may respond differently to the same approach. For example, while some people may respond well to positive reinforcement, others may prefer negative consequences or a more analytical approach. The Four Tendencies framework can also help people understand why they may be experiencing certain patterns in their lives, such as procrastination, burnout, or a lack of motivation. By identifying their tendency and learning how to work with it, people can break free from these patterns and achieve greater success and fulfillment. The book includes a section on how to overcome common obstacles and challenges associated with each tendency, such as indecisiveness, perfectionism, or resistance to change. By understanding these challenges and developing strategies to overcome them, people can become more effective and resilient. The Four Tendencies framework is based on research and data, and has been validated by thousands of responses to the online quiz. However, the book acknowledges that there may be exceptions or variations within each tendency, and that people should not feel limited by their label. The book includes a section on how to use the Four Tendencies framework to improve communication and collaboration in the workplace. By understanding the tendencies of colleagues and team members, people can avoid conflicts, build stronger relationships, and increase productivity. The book also emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and self-reflection in personal growth and development. By understanding their own tendencies and how they impact their behavior, people can become more intentional and effective in achieving their goals. The book also highlights the importance of accountability in achieving goals and meeting expectations. It suggests that people may benefit from different forms of accountability depending on their tendency. For example, obligers may benefit from external accountability, such as a coach or accountability partner, while questioners may prefer data and information to motivate themselves. The Four Tendencies framework can also be applied to marketing and consumer behavior. By understanding the tendencies of their target audience, businesses can tailor their messaging and marketing strategies to better resonate with their customers. The book includes a section on how to use the Four Tendencies framework in parenting. By understanding the tendencies of their children, parents can avoid power struggles, promote independence, and foster healthy relationships. The Four Tendencies framework can also be useful for people who are going through major life changes, such as a career transition, a move, or a relationship breakup. By understanding their tendency and how it may impact their behavior, people can make more informed decisions and navigate the transition more effectively. The book emphasizes that the Four Tendencies framework is not meant to be used as a label or a way to stereotype people. Instead, it is a tool for understanding different personality tendencies and working with them to achieve greater success and happiness. The Four Tendencies framework is part of Gretchen Rubin's larger body of work on happiness and human behavior, which includes several other books, podcasts, and online resources. These resources offer additional insights and strategies for personal growth and development. The book highlights the importance of understanding and respecting differences in personality and communication styles. By recognizing that different people have different needs and preferences, we can build stronger relationships and avoid conflicts. The Four Tendencies framework can also be useful in conflict resolution, by helping people understand the underlying motivations and needs of those involved in the conflict. By understanding each other's tendencies, people can find more effective solutions and reach a mutually beneficial outcome. The book includes case studies and examples of people from different tendencies, illustrating how they have used their tendency to achieve their goals and overcome challenges. The Four Tendencies framework can also be useful for personal growth and self-improvement. By understanding their tendency and learning how to work with it, people can develop new habits and behaviors that support their goals and aspirations. The book emphasizes that the Four Tendencies framework is not deterministic or fixed. People can change their tendency over time, or learn how to use different tendencies in different situations. The key is to have self-awareness and an open mind to new approaches. The Four Tendencies framework can also be applied to cultural differences and diversity. By recognizing that different cultures may have different tendencies and communication styles, we can better understand and appreciate the diversity of the people around us. The book offers insights and strategies for overcoming the limitations and challenges associated with each tendency, such as procrastination, analysis paralysis, or lack of self-motivation. The 4 Tendencies framework can also be useful in education and learning, by helping teachers and educators understand the different learning styles and needs of their students. The book encourages readers to experiment with different approaches and strategies, and to use trial and error to find what works best for them. By being flexible and adaptable, people can achieve greater success and fulfillment in their lives. The book emphasizes that the 4 Tendencies framework is not a diagnosis, and it should not be used to label or categorize people. Rather, it is a tool for understanding tendencies and preferences, and it can be used to enhance personal growth and communication. The 4 Tendencies framework can be helpful for improving teamwork and collaboration in the workplace. By understanding the tendencies of team members, leaders can tailor their management and communication styles to better motivate and engage their team. The book includes a section on how to use the 4 Tendencies framework in romantic relationships. By understanding each other's tendencies, partners can better communicate and support each other, and avoid conflicts. The 4 Tendencies framework can also be useful for improving mental health and well-being. By understanding their tendency and learning how to work with it, individuals can develop better self-awareness, resilience, and coping strategies. The book offers insights and strategies for overcoming common obstacles and challenges associated with each tendency. For example, it suggests that rebels may benefit from finding ways to express their individuality and creativity, while upholders may benefit from prioritizing self-care and relaxation. The 4 Tendencies framework can also be useful for improving time management and productivity. By understanding their tendency and learning how to prioritize and focus on important tasks, individuals can achieve more in less time. The book emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and compassion, and it encourages readers to embrace their own tendencies and work with them, rather than trying to change them or be someone they are not. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful in a variety of contexts, such as coaching, therapy, and personal development programs. By understanding their tendency and working with a trained professional, individuals can achieve greater insights and growth. The book suggests that understanding the 4 tendencies can also help individuals find more fulfilling careers and job roles. By identifying their own strengths and preferences, and seeking out roles that align with them, individuals can find greater satisfaction and success in their work. The book highlights the importance of accountability and the role it plays in motivation and success. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to hold themselves accountable and achieve their goals. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for parenting and family dynamics. By understanding the tendencies of family members, parents can tailor their approach to discipline, communication, and motivation, and create a more harmonious and supportive family environment. The book emphasizes that the 4 Tendencies framework is not a one-size-fits-all solution, and individuals may find that they have traits from multiple tendencies. The key is to identify the dominant tendency and use it as a guide for personal growth and communication. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for conflict resolution and negotiation. By understanding the tendencies of those involved in the conflict or negotiation, individuals can find ways to reach a mutually beneficial solution. The book includes a section on how to use the 4 Tendencies framework for self-care and well-being. By understanding their tendency, individuals can identify self-care practices that work for them and prioritize their mental and physical health. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and navigating societal and cultural norms. By recognizing that different societies and cultures may have different tendencies and communication styles, individuals can better navigate and appreciate diversity. The book encourages individuals to use the 4 Tendencies framework as a starting point for self-reflection and growth, and to continue to evolve and adapt as they learn more about themselves and the world around them. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for goal setting and achievement. By understanding their tendency, individuals can identify goals that align with their strengths and preferences and find ways to stay motivated and focused on achieving them. The book emphasizes the importance of communication and empathy in relationships, and it offers practical tips for communicating effectively with individuals from different tendencies. The book emphasizes that the 4 Tendencies framework is not meant to be used as an excuse for certain behaviors or as a way to avoid taking responsibility. Rather, it is a tool for self-awareness and growth. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing procrastination. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to overcome procrastination and improve their productivity. The book highlights the importance of respecting and valuing the different tendencies, and avoiding stereotypes or judgments based on them. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing stress. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to reduce stress and improve their resilience. The book includes a section on how to use the 4 Tendencies framework for habit formation. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to create and maintain habits that work for them. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing expectations. By understanding their tendency, individuals can set realistic expectations for themselves and others, and avoid disappointment and frustration. The book emphasizes that the 4 Tendencies framework is not a fixed trait, and individuals can change and develop their tendency over time. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing relationships with friends and colleagues. By understanding their tendency, individuals can communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships. The book offers practical tips for working with individuals from different tendencies, such as avoiding micromanagement with rebels, providing clear expectations with obligers, and respecting individual autonomy with questioners. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing anxiety. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to reduce anxiety and improve their mental health. The book emphasizes the importance of understanding one's own tendency before trying to understand others. By understanding their own tendency, individuals can better empathize with and communicate with others who have different tendencies. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for leadership and management. By understanding the tendencies of team members, leaders can tailor their management style and communication to better motivate and support their team. The book highlights the importance of acknowledging and embracing the strengths and weaknesses of different tendencies. Each tendency has its own unique strengths and challenges, and by understanding and valuing these differences, individuals can work together more effectively. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing time. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to prioritize and manage their time more effectively. The book emphasizes the importance of compassion and understanding in all interactions, especially with individuals who have different tendencies. By practicing empathy and avoiding judgment, individuals can build stronger relationships and work more effectively together. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing creativity. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to tap into their creative potential and avoid creative blocks. The book encourages individuals to use the 4 Tendencies framework as a tool for growth and self-improvement, rather than as a label or a way to limit oneself. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing decision-making. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to make decisions more effectively and avoid decision fatigue. The book emphasizes the importance of communication and feedback in personal and professional growth. By seeking and providing feedback, individuals can identify areas for improvement and achieve their goals more effectively. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing addiction and other destructive behaviors. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to overcome addiction and other destructive behaviors. The book explores the ways in which different tendencies approach and respond to expectations. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to meet expectations more effectively and avoid burnout. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing conflict. By understanding their tendency and the tendencies of others involved in the conflict, individuals can find ways to communicate more effectively and resolve conflicts more successfully. The book highlights the importance of self-awareness in personal and professional growth. By understanding their own tendency, individuals can identify their strengths and weaknesses and develop strategies for personal improvement. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing change. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to adapt to and navigate change more effectively. The book emphasizes the importance of mindfulness and self-reflection in personal and professional growth. By practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, individuals can develop greater self-awareness and improve their communication, relationships, and overall well-being. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing goal setting. By understanding their tendency, individuals can set realistic and achievable goals that work for them. The book encourages individuals to use the Four Tendencies framework as a tool for compassion and understanding, rather than judgment or labeling. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing motivation. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to motivate themselves and others more effectively. The book highlights the importance of accountability in personal and professional growth. By holding oneself accountable and seeking accountability from others, individuals can achieve their goals more effectively. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing stress and burnout. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to reduce stress and avoid burnout. The book explores the ways in which different tendencies approach habits and behavior change. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to develop and maintain healthy habits and behaviors. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing teamwork. By understanding the tendencies of team members, individuals can find ways to work together more effectively and achieve their goals. The book emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding in all interactions, especially in situations of conflict or disagreement. By practicing empathy and understanding, individuals can build stronger relationships and achieve better outcomes. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing personal growth and development. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to pursue their passions and achieve their goals more effectively. The book highlights the importance of authenticity and self-acceptance in personal and professional growth. By embracing their natural tendencies and strengths, individuals can develop greater self-confidence and achieve greater success. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing emotional intelligence. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to recognize and manage their own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. The book emphasizes the importance of self-care and well-being in personal and professional growth. By prioritizing self-care and well-being, individuals can achieve greater success and satisfaction in all areas of their lives. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing relationships. By understanding their tendency and the tendencies of others, individuals can find ways to build stronger and more meaningful relationships. The book encourages individuals to use the Four Tendencies framework as a way to connect with and understand others, rather than as a way to separate or divide people. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing diversity and inclusion. By understanding and valuing different tendencies, individuals can create more inclusive and diverse communities and workplaces. The book highlights the importance of lifelong learning and personal growth. By using the Four Tendencies framework as a tool for self-reflection and growth, individuals can continue to develop and improve throughout their lives. The Four Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing leadership. By understanding the tendencies of team members and colleagues, leaders can tailor their leadership style to better motivate and support their team. The book emphasizes the importance of understanding and respecting different tendencies in parenting. By understanding their children's tendencies, parents can find ways to motivate and discipline their children more effectively. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing communication. By understanding their tendency and the tendencies of others, individuals can communicate more effectively and avoid misunderstandings. The book highlights the importance of setting boundaries and saying no in personal and professional relationships. By understanding their tendency and values, individuals can set and enforce boundaries to avoid burnout and maintain healthy relationships. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing procrastination. By understanding their tendency and the root causes of their procrastination, individuals can find ways to overcome it and improve their productivity. The book encourages individuals to use the 4 Tendencies framework as a tool for self-compassion and self-improvement, rather than self-criticism or blame. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing decision-making. By understanding their tendency, individuals can make more effective and efficient decisions that align with their values and goals. The book highlights the importance of embracing change and uncertainty in personal and professional growth. By understanding their tendency and the tendency of others, individuals can find ways to adapt to change and navigate uncertainty more effectively. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing conflict resolution. By understanding their tendency and the tendency of others involved in the conflict, individuals can find ways to resolve conflicts more effectively and create win-win solutions. The book emphasizes the importance of authenticity and vulnerability in personal and professional relationships. By embracing their natural tendencies and sharing their true selves with others, individuals can build deeper and more meaningful relationships. The 4 Tendencies framework can be useful for understanding and managing time management. By understanding their tendency, individuals can find ways to manage their time more effectively and avoid procrastination and overwhelm. The book encourages individuals to use the 4 Tendencies framework as a way to better understand and appreciate themselves and others, and to create more harmonious and fulfilling personal and professional relationships. Overall, The 4 Tendencies, by Gretchen Rubin is a comprehensive and insightful book that offers practical applications for understanding and working with different personality tendencies. It is a valuable resource for personal and professional growth, and it can help individuals improve their communication, relationships, productivity, and overall well-being.